is also amazing. He's catching up with their one Brett Favre. I wanted to talk about this briefly before we get to the MVP conversation. Sure. I just read he had to do heavy taping of his ankle. He had a lot of therapy on his ankle before he went out there and played, and still played like he was amazing. So where are we putting Brady in this MVP conversation?
I don't think he's in an MVP conversation as of yet. I'm not sure it's going to last, depending on the health of the tight ends.
Sure.
When you talk about the Patriots, we talk about all kind of different scenarios, but Tom Brady is consistent. He is one of the greats that ever played the game now.
Yes.
I'm just talking about right now. He's not in the MVP conversation. They have to do a lot of 11 personnel, which means 2 tight ends. So the set has to be perfect for them to be successful, have to dominate the middle of the football field. You know, I was just watching the receivers still, with the amazing throw and catch he had yesterday with, young player. They still don't get great separation. I mean, you see the receivers fighting with the DBs down 20 yards downfield. That means that they're not confident in their speed, so the accuracy is not going to be exactly where it needs to be. I don't see him having this many 4-touchdown, big-time games just because of how they want to win. They want to run the football effectively, want to play great defense, they want to ball control, and at times do this. Gronkowski is a beast, but as you saw yesterday, he went out the game twice. I'm just not sure he's going to be able to play a complete season, and that's going to really affect Tom Brady's numbers.
All right, Stephen A., does he belong in the conversation?
Of course he belongs in a conversation because he finds a way to continue to make the New England Patriots competitive, and he deserves a lot of credit. He's Tom Brady. Is he the leading candidate or one of the top 2 or 3 candidates? No. But he's showing you that before this season is over, he may very well be in that position. Let me get to your point, Eric, about Gronkowski, though. I'll confess this. I watched some of that game yesterday, and I must admit to you that I was very uncomfortable with what the Buffalo Bills were doing. I understand that Gronkowski's a big boy. I get that. But they seem to be making a concerted effort to continue to go after his legs. Yeah. Play after play after play. And I'm just saying, I understand it's legal. This is the NFL. We get that. I know that. Please don't get me wrong. But at the same time, it's like, man, you know, it's like they know what he went through last year. They know what he's trying to overcome. And they're like, you know what, we're going to tear him down. Limb by limb, we're going to tear him down. And it's just, it was almost one of those things, you don't want to call it dirty because it's legal. But at the same time, it was one of those reasons where you almost understood where Roger Goodell was going in terms of trying to implore more safety, while at the same time resenting Roger Goodell for it, because with such a focus on the concussions and staying away from the headshots, now you're encouraging guys to go low, which justifies what we saw yesterday. I saw very few tackles where they tried to get him in the upper thigh area, the stomach area, the chest area. They were trying to take this guy's knees out from what I could see. And I was very uncomfortable watching that, Skip and Eric. Again, I'm not qualified to go further than that, but I was uncomfortable with what I saw coming from the Buffalo Bills yesterday to one of their contemporaries. Even though he's a competitor, he's an NFL player, and it disappointed me to see that.
I appreciate you saying that. I agree with you. It's not head hunting of Gronkowski, it's knee hunting. And they are knee hunting.
Unfortunately, right? I agree. Yes, without a doubt.
Okay, back to Kerry's question. Tom Brady has to be in the MVP race now. Because 2 weeks ago, I'm going to remind you, and really to your opening point, all I heard is that Bill Belichick has failed to give Tom Brady the weapons or the protection to do anything but fail at age 37. And in 2 weeks, we have seen Tom Brady go from RIP to MVP candidate. Am I right about that? Because against the Cincinnati defense that was, at that point, most people said it might be the best defense in pro football, destroyed it. And now yesterday, at Buffalo, against a division rival that was 3-2 and flying high, with the 5th best defense in allowing points, just in the second half alone, Tom Brady went 15 for 17 for almost 300 yards, 274, and 3 touchdowns, just in the second half alone. Well, if he has no weapons, if he has no one who can separate, how can you not say he hasn't risen into MVP contention, right? Because he's doing it with mirrors. Well, if you can do it that well with mirrors, Man, you're my MVP. You should be leading that race.
Well, how can
But
you
again,
say it?
well, again, it's not going to last because the guys around him are not the kind of
Okay,
performers.
but the question is that right now, after those 2 games, should he at least be a candidate?
No.
Well, he could be.
Yes.
Anyone could be a candidate, but I mean,
Well,
he's not a legit like Phillip Rivers type.
Okay,
of
I'll give you
candidate.
that. Philip Rivers should be number one. I think DeMarco should be number 2.
And
I
Peyton Manning, of course, is
okay,
still.
but I think Tom Brady's starting to vie for that 3rd spot. Seriously.
Against Peyton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, look,
listen.
Look who Peyton's throwing to. Look who this guy's throwing
And
to.
again, what Peyton, the guys who Peyton throwing to, that's going to last.
Okay.
The Thomases, that's going to last.
All
I'm
right.
not sure it's
but
going to last.
we're talking about right here, right now.
No.
You have to say
Maybe fifth.
So LaFell
maybe
and
fifth or
Edelman's, they won't
sixth.
last.
They won't last. The kind of performance they put up, the kind of performance he's going to need to put his name in the MVP race towards the end of the season, not going to last.
Okay, now what hasn't lasted is Gerard Mayo sounds like he's gone
Yeah.
for
Oh,
the year.
that's
And
unfortunate.
Stephen Ridley sounds not very good either.
That's not
okay,
good.
These are huge
That's
losses.
huge in the middle of the football field.
And
man,
I
that's
agree with you.
huge.
Gronk is just one low hit away
Yeah.
from maybe being gone
It's
for the season. I'll give you that.
unfortunate that guys, it's a different type of launching that they're doing. They're not launching at the head. They're launching right at the knee or below the knee, and that's not right. I mean, there's a way to tackle a big guy. You can wrap his knees and roll and things like that. And I agree with Stephen. I just don't agree with the way they're going about tackling Big Gronk. It's not cool. Not cool.
All right. Belichick on Mayo just recently on a teleconference this morning said that they have to be prepared to move on without him. They're not for sure if they don't have him, but they're prepared. Eric Allen, we're prepared to move on without you, sadly.
Oh, man.
I know.
I'll be back, though.
All right.
I'll be back in the game.
For Stephen A's birthday?
No.
Okay.
Happy birthday for tomorrow. Save it up.
Thanks a lot, bro.
Yeah.
Love you, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
he's
Thank
wearing
you.
this.
Same here,
Oh,
bro.
He has to wear that Romo jersey tomorrow.
He's wearing a cowboy tie
Yeah.
on
Like
his birthday?
On his birthday.
Oh,
It's his birthday
man.
suit. It's his birthday
And
suit.
then plastered all over in Philly?
All of them, see?
Man.
I gotta wear that. I gotta wear that and the Cowboys hat too.
Not good.
Too bad you're going to miss it.
Oh,
You
yeah.
guys